kind of job is this? You had one thing that gets grit.
Wood, chucking wood.
No.
Is it the worst job you ever had, or is it?
It's the best job.
Today, it's a sad day in the neighborhood. I'll show you why. Coming up right now. So it's about 7:30 in the morning. I just got ready to go. I'm gonna head to the Woodyard today because I'm gonna do a bunch of work there. And I came out, opened my garage door, and I looked out across the street over to my neighbors, and I saw something that almost made me cry. It's something that should never happen to a guy that sells firewood. I'll show you. I'm gonna walk over here. This is my neighbor kitty corner from me across the street. Look what's in front of his garage. Isn't that a sad thing? You know why that's a sad thing? I didn't put it there. Looks like some good wood though. But what the heck? That looks like it's elm, I think. But it is dry. It must have been dead standing because there's no bark on it, and it's been freshly split. It just got split, you can tell. Looks like some nice wood. I'll have to talk to him about that. I wonder why he has wood that I didn't deliver to him. I don't think he actually even knows that I sell wood because I don't bring wood, you know, home to sell and have it in the trailer. I've never talked to him about that I sell wood. I talk to him occasionally, but he knows I have another business, and that's how he knows me. I don't really tell all my neighbors that I sell firewood, except for a guy over there. He buys wood from me. So anyway, I'll have to talk to him about that. Let him know that I'm the guy, not that guy. So we're gonna go to the Woodyard now. So this was the job that I had planned for today, was to stack the rest of this locust that's right here. And my boss, my wife, same thing, reminded me that winter is coming and there is a project that I've been needing to do for 3 years now that I've been putting off. There's something that's a regular maintenance thing that needs to be done. And my other business, my photography studio here, which some of you know that's my main business, is I do photography, and now I'm leaving the Woodyard. Right now I'm out of it, and now I'm in the parking lot of my other business. And right here is the problem. The bushes, they're growing so far that they are almost in front of the door, and they're hanging way over the sidewalk, as you can see here. This line right here, you can see how the bushes are way over the sidewalk. And I have not trimmed here for 3 years at least, maybe 4. It's been a long time, and it needs to be done because they are growing everywhere that I don't want them now. And the reason I want to get them done now is because obviously everything's dormant now because it's winter time and we don't have any snow yet. It's a beautiful day today. Right now it's about 40 degrees. And yeah, so everything's hanging over the sidewalk here and stuff like this where the bushes are hanging over the edge. And I'll walk up to the other side over here. You can see over here too that they're actually starting to encroach onto the sidewalk. And it's not terrible in the summertime, but now that we're going to be into winter, we get heavy snows, all these branches are just going to lay down on the sidewalk. And then when it comes to either snow blowing or shoveling, it's a pain in the butt. You can see how far this bush here hangs out over the edge. And I'm going to walk over to my main sign up over here. And this is something that's, you know, it's becoming an issue because it's starting to block our sign. See the road that comes by here, and this is our main sign out here in the front of my studio. Look at, can't even hardly see the sign. The bushes are getting so big they're actually covering the sign up, and people have commented. So it is time to do some trimming. So the main thing I want to do is get these big ones around my signs here up front. I want to get these trimmed down so you can see the sign from both sides, and the ones that are up along the sidewalk where people walk. The rest of it's not that big a deal. Like the bushes that are in the center area here is no big deal. Along the sidewalk's a big deal. These here, no big deal because they're kind of out of the way. Mainly I want to get the sidewalk ones done and the sign ones done. So that's the first job I got to do today. And then I can head over and do some wood stacking. So the nice thing is I got this new trimmer that I've used to trim my dad's Christmas trees. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fire it up and we're going to do some trimming right now. So here's the Husqvarna. It's a 122 HD45. It's just a homeowner's model. It's not a professional one. I don't remember what I paid for it. It's in a video I did a while ago, but this is a trimmer I've used to trim my dad's trees, and my stuff at home I've trimmed, but I'm going to use them to trim the bushes back here. So my original plan is that I was going to use the wheelbarrow and just wheelbarrow all of the, you know, the branches and stuff, all the trimmings I cut, and dump them in the back. But our city has an area where you can dump stuff too, and I pay a lot of taxes, so I'm going to use the truck. Just going to throw everything right into the truck, drive down to the recycling center, whatever they have, and just push them off and be done with it there. So, yeah, I pay a lot of taxes. For those of you that are wondering, you saw my building now and I did that little walk around, $12,000 a year, that's my taxes. Ouch! Yeah, so I'm going to use some services for the first time ever in 20 years. So I'm going to start it. I actually started it up already and I warmed it up. And here comes the loud jet now, so I won't be able to talk. Okay, the jet is gone. Now I can talk again. So I'm going to start it up again because I already did start it up and warm it up. And it doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put a little bit of liquid wrench. It's not going to hurt anything onto the cutters here. So I'm going to give that a little squirt and lubricate this a little bit. I know it's not necessary, but some guys just laugh at it. But lubrication never hurt anybody. It's usually a good thing. So there. Oh, that stuff squirts everywhere. So yeah, there it is. Now we're going to start it up. Trimming time. That's a hack job. They're gonna look pretty sad for a year or two. But I had to go back. I actually got to cut even more. And looking down here, this is the edge of the sidewalk right about here. I got to cut it even more. Yeah, don't let your bushes get too big. That's a lot of trimming. My wife's not going to be happy because they're going to be really ugly for a while. But I'll be able to shovel at least. Yeah, I got to hack them back even more than that. Don't let it go that long. Okay, back to trimming. Well, as you can see, the trimming is going along and I'm making the bushes very ugly, as you can see. They look extremely nasty, but it is necessary. They look sure nice like that, but half the sidewalk is gone because of them. Actually more than half. So yeah, I made those look nasty, and it is time now to bring out the heavy artillery. The trimmer cannot get through those branches up here. I'll climb up here and show you. You see how thick these are? I mean, they're pretty thick. So it's time to get out the chainsaw. And what I want to do is hack off the top of this, because it's beating up against the siding there. It's actually wearing on the gutter. It's wearing on the side of the building. I'm afraid if I let it go much longer, it'll be up on the roof and it'll be rubbing on shingles, and you don't want it to cause problems on your roof. So I'm gonna get the chainsaw out. So that's the first time in my life I wish I had a little weedie saw. A little top handle would have been nice. You know, the guys, the ones that the arborists use. I don't have one. All I got is big saws. But maybe I need to get one. Yeah, that would have been nice to have just a little guy just to go up there and trim a little bit, but I got it done. I know a lot of you are gonna comment, never go on to a ladder with a chainsaw. Well, it's done. I didn't die. It was solid. I wasn't wiggling. I only cut a few branches. I don't have a boom, so I really have no other way to do it. I got it done. I'm alive, and I'm thankful. So that one is almost done. I got a little bit of trimming left to do with it. I'm gonna load up. There's a lot more of branches and debris and stuff here. A lot of trimmings that, you know, I mean, this is tree-sized stuff here that I'm cutting off of this. I still got a bunch of hacking to do on it, but I got the big stuff. But yeah, we've been here 20 years. These are substantial sized arborvitaes. I mean, they're pretty big, pretty solid. It's probably time just to cut them down and start over. But we have them here to kind of block all the air conditioning and garbage I have back there. But now at least I can get in and out of the door. I trim this off a little bit better right through here and get all this stuff loaded up. I probably should have just loaded up the trailer now that I look at it, because I still have a long ways to go. So I think I'm gonna end up filling up the trailer and the truck and then going and dumping and chucking. So we're gonna trim some more. Well, that is about as ugly as a pimply butt. And I just went up on the roof and looked, and it's causing damage up in the eaves trough, and even on the roof it's starting to wear into the shingles. So talked with the boss, I mean my wife, and She says it's so ugly, why don't you just cut it down? So I'm gonna cut this whole tree right down to nothing here, and then in the spring I'll dig it out and we'll plant something new here because it's just getting too big on this corner. But yeah, they're pretty nasty looking. I trimmed everything up in front here. I trimmed this yew and this picky thing, I don't know, it's barberry or something like that, and another barberry, and this is a burning bush here, and then up over here is another burning bush. I trimmed that back, and then another picky thing here, another bush there I trimmed, and then this one, and then this one, and this one, and then this yew down here I trimmed back. And I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this tree. So I'm kind of thinking, this bush, I think I might leave this one for now, and then in the spring if we decide to replant that other side and then this side, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go up with the chainsaw. I'm going to cut the top off and just get it so it's not beating up on the eaves trough and the roof up there. So I'm just going to take off where it's damaging and get this stuff hauled away. The bad news is I checked to see where I could haul this stuff to, because there's 2 places in town you can dump. They're both closed today. And so I loaded up my truck, and I'm just going to drive back into my area in my woods where I've been filling in with the dirt back there, and I'm going to shove it back into a corner. So I loaded the truck up as much as I could get in here for now. You can see it's pretty fully loaded, and I'm going to go and I'm going to dump that into the back. So there it is. I knew this was going to be a big project, and it's turning out to be a mega project. Not fun, but I'm getting it done. So there's the first load off, and I'll just keep dumping it here, and then eventually I'll bring the tractor and I'll just shove it off into the woods there, and it can rot. Let's go get another load. So there's the ugly bush that I hacked that's beating up the building. So I'm just going to cut it down fairly low, and then next spring I'll probably use the grapple and I'll just pull out the root ball, dig around and chop it out and pull it out, and we'll get it out and plant something smaller there. So yeah, it's pretty nasty looking, so it's going down now. There it is on the ground. Now I'm going to leave the stump here because I need something to either pull with a chain or with a grapple or both. But I just cut it in chunks and we'll load her up and we're going to go dump it to Crumpet. This is starting to be way too big of a job. Today's carnage is complete. It's very ugly, but it's down. I got everything kind of cleaned up, sort of. I'll do a little more sweeping tomorrow because I'm done with this today. The sun is setting and I have a customer, firewood customer, that wants me to bring him a full cord of wood. So I'm gonna go dump that trailer load full. Here's the rest of the bushes. I still got a lot of stuff to sweep up here, but I'll get it tomorrow. And so there it is. And I cut the top off of that one, so it's not ruining the building anymore. So now I'm gonna go dump this last load that's in the truck. And then I'm gonna hook up the trailer and I'm gonna put a full cord of wood in. The guy wants a face cord of oak, a face cord of cherry, and a face cord of maple. So a full cord we're gonna throw on for him. I'm gonna go dump that, but I want to get it done before it gets dark out because back in the trailer up in the dark is a pain. So we're gonna go dump this right now. This is the last of the trimmings to go back there. Kind of racing the sun again. It's going down. I've got about a half hour to sunset and I want to get this off, get the wood loaded, and then go deliver it before it's dark out. It's like this time of year all the time. Race, hurry, go, hurry, fast. And it doesn't matter if I start early in the morning. The end of the day is always a race. There's this barberry. It's very picky. It comes right through the gloves. It's kind of nice. Let you know you're alive. This was way bigger of a job than I wanted it to be, but it's done. Well, not done. I still have some trimming to do up in my area where my sign is, where you can't see the sign. I got that to do yet, but I'll get that done some other day. Work's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be there waiting for me when I get back. It always is. It's kind of funny how that works. It doesn't do itself. I would imagine all this arborvitae here, which is basically a cedar, that the deer are going to like this. They're going to be browsing on this because I got a lot of deer here. And I'm almost positive they will be here chewing on it. Because in the wintertime, when we get a lot of snow, they'll go right up next to my building. As you can see the tracks in the snow at night, they'll go right up next to the building and they'll be browsing right in the bushes, right by the building in the wintertime. I haven't seen them myself, but I see the tracks. It's kind of nice that I got a nice broom here for sweeping. It's almost as good as my real broom. Actually, it might be even better. There. That's not too shabby. This is the part you got to make sure you get in your tailgate, especially if you're ever doing rocks. Like right here's a rock that came up from the edging. You get a rock in there, you go to close it, not good. And then you go to open it back up, and the rock will drop and it'll get right in there, and it'll bind in there, and you'll bend the bottom of your tailgate. So watch out for that. Okay, let's go load some wood. Okay, so Dave stopped, and you guys know Dave. He's been here chucking wood before. He's like the original guy that came and chucked wood, and he's a professional. And then he brought his son Ben, right? Yeah. And Ben loves chucking wood. This is probably going to be the most fun you're going to have in a long time. So what did you think of chucking wood?
Great. No, actually amazing. It was very fun.
What kind of job is it?
Doing it with my old man.
What kind of job is it?
Amazing.
What kind of job is this? You had one thing to get straight.
Wood. Chucking wood.
No.
Is it the worst job you've ever had, or is it
It's the best job.
you've ever had?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Okay.
It's the best job I ever had.
Best job you ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trainable. We're gonna try. So I'm gonna go dump this load now. These guys are gonna go drive. Believe it or not, this guy has a line driver's permit. They're out driving around, so get off the roads. Here he comes.
Have 2 years to age it yet, so.
Yeah, well, you can do it in a year if it's not oak. Oak generally takes
A little bit? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Perfect. So do you have property, or where do you get it all from?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
I have some. My
Okay.
dad's got a bunch. I got a buddy with 90 acres. I got a brother-in-law with like 120.
Okay.
So I cut a lot there, but I only cut about 20% of it in the woods. I buy truckloads. I'm always cut wood for myself. One year I had about 40 acres.
Perfect.
They all jump out?
Yeah, looks good. Now I know what I got for tomorrow.
Yeah. So there it is. Big pile of wood dumped. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons. Hit the like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tomorrow I'll be back in the Woodyard. You should come back. It'll be fun. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.